demon hunter lovers out there. Welcome back. It is 9:25. San Diego North Economic Development Council supports and highlights every city in the North County area. And today we're focusing on the city of San Marcos. Here to tell us more is Chief Operating Officer, San Diego North EDC, Caitlyn Canby, and Mayor of San Marcos, Rebecca Jones. Good morning, ladies. Thanks for being here.
Good morning.
So, Mayor Jones, I know there is a lot going on in San Marcos, specifically if you are around the area of Cal State San Marcos, because there is a lot of new buildings going up. Let's talk about some of the building happening there.
Yeah, so we actually approved the adjacent area, North City, back in 2009. So now it's finally taking off. But the things that are happening on the university property are very remarkable. They just broke ground, I think it was the end of July, on their science and engineering building, the integrated building. It'll be open about fall of 2027. But the great thing is they have grown that. It's had explosive growth with the students there from about 300 to now about 2,000. So it's really, really growing. And, you know, that's creating a great talent pool for the city. And then, you know, with the university and the hospital, I mean, we really have kind of evolved from an education hub to now a healthcare hub as well, or healthcare epicenter, I guess I should say. But a lot happening right there. And then, you know, with the housing that's right next to it, we're really trying to build something that, you know, is kind of self-sufficient, self-sustaining, getting people off of the roads. So anyway, Caitlyn could talk a little bit more about that too.
I know that, I mean, that has a big economic impact when you talk about a community and you're adding more jobs, more students, more housing. I mean, there really is a big boom for the economy, right?
Yeah, definitely. With the integrated science and engineering building, it's just really about home-growing talent. So if you're thinking, you know, CSUSM had 300 students now to 2,000. If you look at like a 5-year return, that's, you know, 1,500 versus 10,000 students that can graduate in that 5 years. And one of the main things that we see with employers here is trying to find talent that has the skills set that they need. And it's easier to recruit from here already, where we're used to the cost of living. You know, we have the sunshine tax. It's a harder ask to have someone move from, say, the Midwest. And so as we're growing that talent pool locally, it's an easier sell for that cost of living, but it's also helping raise those residents up so that they can afford to live here and they have a better quality of life.
Yeah. So as we look to more development, what is on the plate for San Marcos specifically and really the whole North County corridor?
Well, I think, you know, with the epicenter happening right there with healthcare in San Marcos, you know, it's a lot of jobs that are coming to the city. So with Kaiser opening and then now Scripps is going to be building a hospital as well, that's 2,700 new high-paying jobs, which is a really such a wonderful thing for North County. And, you know, even the outlying areas, Fallbrook, Bonsall, Valley Center, you know, having that healthcare, even as far as Borrego, because right now they are life-flighting out on almost everything. So adding, you know, that healthcare part is really important. But again, you know, thinking about San Marcos specifically, having the housing is important because a lot of people are living, even with our firefighters and our sheriff deputies, they're living in South Riverside. So having those options, you know, in San Marcos, you can live out in Twin Oaks Valley and have horses and all of that still, and then you can live right there in a more urban area at North City. So, you know, 460 units are right now under construction with 222 North City, and that's going to be opening up, well, actually, I think the first move-ins are going to happen in January. But that's, you know, that was a topping off ceremony last year, and here we are a year later in December, and they'll start to really have people moving in. That's actually from the science and engineering building. You know, just a lot happening right there in that small area, which is good because, you know, we've got one of our largest employers, actually our largest employer is the university, and so having that housing housing right next to it, adjacent to it, really makes a lot of sense. 460 units are under construction, but also having that off-site student housing is really important because it keeps people off of the road. It keeps them close to home. And one of the things that I think, and Caitlyn kind of mentioned this, is all of the folks that end up coming from the university and getting educated, having that talent pool. But they really are, CSU has a long history of having folks that stay within the North County area. So they do stay local. So having those jobs for them is really important, and so the epicenter is important. But, having everyone able to have, the housing near, the jobs, all of it is really important to North County. And you're gonna even have, some great things like, the front wave arena right there, with, options for people to get out and have some fun too on top of it.
Yeah, certainly a lot happening. We're out of time. I know we could talk much more about all the growth for North County, but yeah, just a lot going on, especially there at Cal State San Marcos. Thank you both for the time this morning. Appreciate it, and we'll have updates in the future.